Welcome back to 6 Minutes to Sales with Jason Kanigan and Jeremy Pope. We're both with the Closing Engine and you're with us. So today's topic is on slow down to speed up. And again, anytime you have a topic that you would like us to cover about high-ticket sales, especially high-ticket inbound phone sales that are coming in on an appointment, let us know. Leave a comment. Let us know what you'd like us to talk about, and we are happy to answer questions in comments and make a video about those things. We're just getting started and having fun with these, so if you have ideas for us that you'd like us to, if you'd like to see us do certain things, let us know. We're down for it. We'll definitely discuss that. So slow down to speed up. Jason, when you talk about this, you talk about this concept a lot. What do you mean when you say that?
It's a counterintuitive idea, isn't it, Jeremy? I mean, everybody kind of wants to rush right in. If you want to advance to that next slide there, we can check it out. And it says, what happens when you run straight to presentation and closing with every single prospect that you meet? You're going to wear yourself out a lot doing that as a salesperson, because the truth of the matter is not everybody deserves to hear or see your presentation or your offer.
Wait a minute, Jason. Wait. What do you mean they don't deserve to see your offer?
They're not qualified. They are not qualified. They may not even have a need or a want for what you have to offer, right? So why would you show them the thing? Does that make sense?
Well, because you're desperate. You want to get your message out there. What if they can tell someone else about it? What if they're maybe a referral source? What if I need $10 right now today?
Needing money right now is a huge sales turnoff. It's like shark repellent, sales repellent. Throw that right in there. Right. But we do want to slow down to speed up, because if let's say somebody calls up and asks you for what's your price, right? Now, where's the differentiation? How do they see you as anything different from anybody else who offers that thing, right? And you've just given away information and gotten nothing in return. You as the salesperson have the right to go get information from your prospect to find out whether they're a match. And this, by following this process of slowing down, well, hang on a sec. I'm happy to give you the price. Before I do that, I got a couple questions for you just to make sure I recommend the right thing and that we're the right fit, right? And so by doing that and laying that process out there for the prospect to play along with, you have the opportunity to find out more about them. And when they're qualified, if you put the effort in up front now, it makes closing so much easier. It makes that closing phase really almost irrelevant. It's totally counterintuitive. But once they're all lined up and they know that they have a need or a problem that you fix, that they have a problem that's big enough to warrant your involvement in solving, and if you and them, you can see you have a good personality, why wouldn't they go ahead, right? But if you rush straight to the presentation, hey, here's what I got, here's the dog and pony show, and let me try and close you, man, you're in trouble. You're going to block yourself.
Jordan Belfort calls this not keeping your powder dry. David Sandler and his trainers call it spilling your candy in the lobby. There are a lot of different people who talk about this kind of thing, but just making sure that you've built on what they need rather than building on what you want them to need. They don't want what you want them to need. And that leads us into the next point there pretty nicely. Jason, what do you have to say about that?
Yeah, their reasons for buying or wanting to talk to you or getting out of the hellish situation that they happen to be in are not your reasons. Your reasons as the seller are like, I want money. I want that model customer or something like that. That great case study. That the customer doesn't want to be thinking about themselves as a case study, right? That's like an insect mounted on a card and under a jar.
Depends on the industry. Depends on the industry, but yes.
And I love that you mentioned Jordan Belfort in that last little bit there, because there's a guy who's well known for being a hardcore closer type, right? And he's saying, whoa, no. Don't go right for the closing.
Exactly.
Right? We want to understand why, again, our prospect might have called us up. Jeremy, appreciate you getting a hold of me today. I understand you're going to want some information from me. Can we just start off if you let me know why'd you call today? I'll ask people that when there's a link, let's say, to book a call with me, a consultation, and it's a paid consultation. They'll pay the money. We've never talked before, and now I got to talk to them, and I'll ask, what made you book the call? First question.
Yeah.
Right? And that they'll start gushing out their reasons, their situation in that. And that is a far more powerful thing. I have a saying in my sales training, if they say it, it's true. If you say it, you have to defend it. And it could be exactly the same thing.
Exactly.
But because it came out of your mouth, now it's not their reason. They have to fight you on it.
They made it up and they can defend it to themselves very easily. Yeah. We talk about together, you are not your customer a lot. Mm-hmm. And so this goes along with that as well. Their reasons are not our reasons. As a salesperson, I mean, our reasons are going to be very different than the buyer. But even if we were the buyer, our reasons would still be different. We can't try and read their minds. If they want to buy something, if they want to buy a car so they'll have more room for their cat in the back, well, that's a very unusual motivation, right? So we can't count on knowing exactly why they're buying something. So we have to ask. We have to ask. And we have to get them into that emotional state. We have to find out why they're doing it so we can use that later. And one of the things that I'll save this for another video, but remind me, scripting and checking off checklists. That's a big deal to me, not just being a checklist robot. So let's talk about that soon. So the next point and the final point for this video is that differentiation requires dialogue, and I like that one so much.
Right. Yeah, and it's something we've covered a little bit so far. You have to have it back and forth. If they call up and they ask you what's your price and you just give them to them, they're gone, right? And they're going to use that information as leverage against you and your competitors.
Yeah.
Well, Jason's offering it for this much. I've had that used against me. And my response is, well, they ain't me. Right. I don't care. But you have to have that dialogue of reaching out and finding out, okay, why are you talking to me today? What are your expectations? Right. And that idea of, hey, actually, people do upgrade their vehicles in size because they get a dog. Right. That's actually a pretty common reason.
The dog is much more common.
Now they're hauling this living room around on wheels. Right. Because they need the space for a big dog. So differentiation requires some back and forth. You need to dig. And the power in doing this is, and this can be done with marketing too, at the front end of the whole sales process, you give them a book or you give them a video series and they learn about you. And so that dialogue is kind of one way, like television, you're broadcasting it out, but you are getting a conversation with them and they are seeing you as a unique individual or provider of a product or a service if you're kind of more of a faceless company. And that is power. That will help you out on the closing side of things.
Right. One of the things that I see as a big issue on this differentiation, when people are scared of it, I do a lot of, well, we both do a lot of work on the psychology of sales. And by that, we definitely deal with buyer psychology, but the salesperson's psychology is the core of everything. If you don't have your psychology right when you're doing a sales call, boy, you're gonna hit 10 bad customers in a row. If a customer has bad psychology, okay, maybe you can get them out of that. Maybe you can get them out of it. Maybe you can't. But that's just one customer. If you've got bad psychology, ooh, that's every customer. So the differentiation, when I see people scared of differentiating through asking too many questions, they're afraid to dig too hard. Oh, well, I don't want to be an interrogator. Oh, well, I don't want to... what if I start sounding stilted? Okay, two things. One, you're scared of not being perceived the right way. And that usually means someone's coming from an industry that has had some sort of a price war, where people are driving each other down through those, hey, what's your best price? Click. Call the competitor. Hey, what's your best price? And they've been used as leverage against each other before. And so some industries are, I mean, the car industry is a very difficult industry not to have that happen to you in. But when we move into coaching and we move into education, which is what Jason and I specialize in here at the Closing Engine, we sell coaching, we sell education offers. Our clients have so many things to differentiate them because nobody else teaches exactly what they teach. Even if we've got 3 different clients that are teaching Facebook ads, boy, they're not teaching the same things with those Facebook ads. There's always differentiators to use. And so it's not just pitting one Honda dealership against 2 other Honda dealerships that happen to be close by. And that's being confident enough to ask questions, being confident enough to really dig. That's a huge deal. The other part of that is that if you're afraid of sounding scripted or you're afraid of sounding like a checklist robot, what that means is that you don't care enough about the person on the other end of the line. If you really are sounding scripted or checklisty, then you need to check with them. Sorry about my notifications. Then you need to check in with them better. You need to make sure that when they answer a question, you're not just saying, okay, typey, and getting down your answer so you can finish your list. When you ask someone a question, you need to ask that question because it matters. If that question doesn't matter, don't ask it in the first place. But if it does matter, then it should matter enough to follow. When they give you an answer, you should be able to follow that question with something else. You should be able to follow that and find out more from their answer. That should tell you something interesting. And if you just don't care about people, well, sales is going to be tough. But as long as you care about this person that's on the other end of the line, as long as you maintain some basic human empathy, then that's going to keep you very, very safe. As long as you're comfortable and you're confident, it's going to keep you safe from sounding like a checklist robot. So those are our 3 points for today. Slow down to speed up. Don't speed through to your presentation or your pitch or your close, whatever you call it. It's not about the close. It's just not about the close. It's about developing a little rapport, B, developing the problem in the prospect's mind, because they've got a problem or they wouldn't be on the phone with you. You're not creating a problem, you're discovering a problem. You're helping them explore a problem. And then you're helping them clean that up. So if you just go right into that presentation, into that pitch, into that close, you don't know what they want. You don't know why they're doing it. You don't know how you need to differentiate yourself. And you're just going to be a commodity. So, until next time, this is Jeremy Pope.
This is Jason Kanigan.
With the Closing Engine.
Closing Engine.
All right. See you next time around. Let us know in the comments what you want to see next, and we will pay attention to it. Have a good one.